Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Tuesday the 24th of November. We have new mods and we have some updates. I didn't do a mod review yesterday. I know a lot of people will say I've missed mods and that kind of thing. Did I know? I know there were mods out. I was unable to do a mod review yesterday, so apologies for that, but I have got the mod review for today. There are some updates. The updates are as follows. From the left, the Fendt 800 S4 by STV modding Hof Alberts Kiowiec, I think that was how I said it before, by Pavel 20, Lone Oak Silo by GeForce modding, Oxygen David, Bullet Bill and Lone Wolf, and Lasson Tear by AG modding have all had updates today. And so we've got a fair bit to get through. In front of me here we've got the Joskin 3 points tipper by Blacksheep modding. This will use 5 slots, 3.5 megabytes download. This is the one we had on FS19, if I remember correctly. It does have straps. You can have a forestry version like this if you want to put small logs and that kind of thing into it. It does have a capacity. It does tip. The door at the front opens as well. Very nicely made. When it opens up, the little chains kind of hold in place. It's very nice indeed. This you will find... Now, where did I find this? I think this was under miscellaneous. A lot of mods again today. Remembering where they all are could prove challenging. 3,000 litre capacity is what it has as standard. So you can have it like so with a 3,000 litre capacity. We can change the main colour like so. We can change the design colour, which changes the framework around the back there. And then we can have it forestry, yes or no. With the forestry sides on, it still has a 3,000 litre capacity. So, we can raise and lower, like so. I'm going to open the menu. I don't think we've got the ability to raise and lower manually on this one, but L1 and right stick up and down opens and closes like so. I remember using this, I'm sure it was on FS17, on the front of a vehicle, and you can use it as, well, you used to be able to use it as kind of a scoop, but I don't know if you'll be able to now, because without the ability to manually tip that, you can't get the scoop in the right place. But if you want to unload it, L1, R1 and unload here, tips the whole thing up into wherever you're tipping into. Now that should, yeah, there we go. So it does that automatically. You would probably want to tip from up here, that way you don't get that collision with it going into the ground, as I just had. So there we go. That's the Joskin 3 points tipper by Blacksheep modding. Next we have the Lizard Planer. The Lizard Planer is by 76 Max. That is this one just here. This is a leveler. You can use it on silage pits, you can use it for crops and that kind of thing. In the real world it's used usually around animal pens, cows are mucking out, drops to the floor and it just gets pushed along for pushing like slurry and manure and stuff like that out of the way. But it can be used for pretty much anything in game, I think. And then next to it we've got this. I'm going to do them both at the same time because they kind of both come in the same category. This is the Grain Leveler by FSH modding and UNorby. So that one's by 76 Max, FSH modding and UNorby. This one is for telehandlers. There's a framework on it. Does the same thing. Use it for pushing grain on silage pits, that kind of thing. It's entirely up to you how you want to go about it. Now this one does have the ability for, if I go L1 and right stick, I've got some manual adjustment. So I can, with my right stick, move it sort of up and down, tilted up and down, and then up and down. Or I can do it automatically, L1 and circle, or lower and lift the leveler. Like so. In essence, that's what it does. Turn that off. And then if we look at the other one, because this is designed for telehandlers, although with various different adapters. I suppose you can put it onto pretty much anything nowadays with all different adapters, and because you've got a lot of tilt options on this as well, and you can push your boom forward as well. You've got a lot of reach on that across bunker silos and pits and that kind of thing. But both of these you'll find other tools under levelers. So the planer there is 4,500. The planer is 2.74 megabytes to download and 4 slots on console. There are options available. You get it in that lovely green colour, 2.5 meter width. And then the grain leveler is 0.98 megabytes to download, 1 slot. Options available. We can change the main colour to anything of those 4, like so. And like I say, they both do pretty much the same thing, whether it be crops or silage or whatever it is you're trying to do. Okay, moving on from there, we have got this. This, you ask? What are you talking about? This is the Placeable Sleep trigger. This is by GreenBale. It is here somewhere. I should come across it in a minute. There we go. It comes up sleep in the left-hand menu. There is a sleep trigger placed there. Is it this one? Is it just there? I'm just thinking where the ground's changed colour slightly. Oh no, it's not coming up there. Just to the side of it. L3. I am exhausted, but I don't have time to sleep. It is just here. If I go into my menu and look at my map, we will see, well, possibly underneath all that, you can see just flashing where on my icon is. There's a house icon. So if you do place one somewhere and you're not sure where it is on your map, go onto the map and the icon for the house will be there. You can then jump to that and you'll know that's where your icon is. What I am going to do is go into my garage and I'm going to sell it. Just so I can show you, if we go into placeables and we go to farmhouses, that one there is the trigger, and this is what it looks like when you go to place it. So you get your block, and if it's green, and you can put it wherever you want, so you can put it in front of houses, you know. So whilst it's not a doorstep or doormat or deck chairs, it will give you a sleep trigger wherever you want it. And then wherever you place it, for example, if I place it over there, it's placed. Wonderful. Trying to find that is going to be incredibly tricky. But if I go to my map, over like that, click on it, visit, I'm right on top of it. And I can sleep or not sleep, should I choose to do so. So there we go. That's the Placeable Sleep trigger by GreenBale. 0.02 megabytes to download and only 1 slot. Next, also by GreenBale, we've got the Placeable Water trigger. This is 0.13 megabyte to download, only 1 slot as well. Very thin metal pipe comes up out the ground with a little tap on the top. And again, as long as it comes up green when you come to place it, you can place it pretty much anywhere. And it has got quite a good collision on it, so it can go up fairly close to buildings and that kind of thing. Animal water troughs and that kind of thing. This you'll find under Placeables Miscellaneous. 100 to buy. That's all. And like I say, when you come to place it, although I'm way over there now. As long as it's green. And you can rotate it around when you come to place it. Put it wherever you want it. There we go. Placeable Water trigger by GreenBale. Next we have got these. This is the Grain Silo by Daniel X321, Karas and xlimeee. There's a 60,000, no, hang on, 200,000 litre capacity for 60 grand, 100,000 litre capacity for 30 grand. That one's 16 slots, that one's 13 slots. 6.51 megabytes download. It does say the season's ready, although in updating my mod hub on the website, they dropped off the website. I'm assuming they're still available in the mod hub, but they did disappear. But what you do have here, we can remove the cover to get to this here, put the cover back on. We can also put that away if you want to put that away. I'm not sure why you would want to, but it's all the way around this side when you want to put it back, so you can put the grain choke back again. Weirdly though, this one you can't take the cover off. It just says unfold and it puts it away. It doesn't give you the option to put the yeah, I'm not sure actually, it's weird. You can't take the cover off to load into it, but you can put that away as well, which I think puts it right around the back. You can put it back again if you want to. But with or without the cover on this one and on that one, you can still tip into it. It doesn't matter whether it's on there or not. They're nicely detailed, not a bad size. Augers aren't that high, so if you've got stuff on, maybe IT runners, you might struggle to get under it a little bit. I don't know, the height's not too bad, but you never know. And this one as well, nicely detailed too. You'll find these under silos, assuming of course they are still in the mod hub. It happens so many times when I do mod reviews and things just disappear. There you go, 60,000 for 200,000 litre capacity. It does your main crop types, nothing extra. It's not a multi-fruit or anything like that. And then you've got the smaller one there, 100,000 litre capacity for 30,000. So that's the grain silo by Daniel X321, Karas and xlimeee. Next up, we've got this. This is the Lizard NL10. This is by Insight Design 3D and Farm Centro Sul. It's 10.28 megabytes to download, 19 slots on console. Nice looking lorry, this. Horsepower doesn't go up that high. I think it's 340. But it does look nice. It does sound nice. I think this is another Brazilian one. I'm sure it says in the mod hub that it was the N10 in Brazil made history on heavy terrain. But it's not too expensive either, which is, you know, it's always a bonus, isn't it, when you're looking to buy yourself a lorry. So, this you'll find under vehicles, under trucks. There we go, the NL10, 50 grand for the base model. And yeah, 19 slots. It's fairly slot heavy. 10.28 megabyte download isn't too bad. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette, like so. Rim colour to anything on that palette, like so. And then we can have it 310 horsepower or 340. Those are your 2 horsepower options. So hop in. Horn. Sounds like connections are a bit iffy on that. Lights. Indicators. No beacons. There's no doors. Whoa. There's no doors that open or close, but reversing alarm. Sounds like someone's retrofitted the horn. And the reverse alarm. But yeah. It's nice look. It almost looks like as well, and I thought it might. It looks like the bonnet should open, you know, it's got a little gap there. And I thought, oh, that'd be so cool if the bonnet opens, but I haven't found an option for it to do that. In cab, not too bad. Boots and toolbox on the floor. There we go. That's the Lizard NL10 by Insight Design 3D and Farm Centro Sul. Good. Next up, we've got this, the homemade Hungarian Combinator. It's a cultivator, and you've guessed it, it's 3 meters. Homemade, as it suggests. It's got the cultivating section there, basket roller on the rear. This is 3.81 megabytes download, 4 slots on console. This is by TarkC007 and UNorby. You'll find this under tools, under cultivators. There we go. 2,000 to buy. Did I say how many slots it was? 4. Yeah, 4 slots. And we've got the option to change the colour to anything on that palette there of 4 options. And as you can imagine, it cultivates to 3 meters. There you go. Not too expensive, and does the job. Next, we've got the Kverneland CLG. This is by Pumson. This is a subsoiler. It's not very wide, this one. This is 4.36 megabytes, 4 slots on console. Very nicely designed, loads of detail on that as well, with all the bolt heads and things like that on it. So this will give you the ploughed state but a cultivated look. That's generally what the subsoilers do, so you'll get your ploughing state but it will look like it's being cultivated. Generally. This you'll find under subsoilers. There you go, 6,500, 2.4 metre width, runs at 9 miles per hour and requires 120 horsepower to pull. No options available. You've got in the Kverneland red and that kind of light turquoisey green. Great. Come on, it's taking forever. There you go. Subsoiling and cultivating-ish at 2.4 metres. There you go, the Kverneland CLG by Pumson. Next, what have we got next? We'll go and have a look at these. This is the Chrono Easy Cut pack by BM Modding and Wopster. We've got a front mower, the F360 CV, and we've got the rear double mower, the B1000 CV. That's a 10.1 metre. Front and rear both give the option for swathing. You've got these adjustments here. You can have it on no swath, so it just drops it normally. You can have the front one on sort of medium swath, and then you can have it a full swath. We'll have a look at those in just a minute. Really nicely made, great detail on these. This is, though, where is it? It is 27.15 megabytes download, 8 slots for the front mower, 19 slots for the rear mower. But again, loads of detail on this. Now, there's an option on here, I think it might be for PC though. It does say the mowers can be equipped with optional Krone section control. This feature controls the automatic lifting and lowering of the mowers when driving over already mowed sections of the field. Now, I haven't got a field, like a proper field boundary. The whole of this map pretty much is a field. So I don't know whether on console, if you set a worker, whether it will lift the mowers automatically or whether that is just a section control thing that's for PC. It normally is. The section control systems are for PC. But that being said, it's still a fantastic mower set. Looks very, very cool. So what we'll do, hook up the front, hook up the rear. Now this is a triple mower set like this. This is not a mower set you can set up so you've got all 3 mowers on the front or the rear depending on what tractor you're using. But if we go to our front mower, we can fold it. It says fold or unfold. There are lights on it too. And if you look on that swath section, I don't know if you can see those little bits there. I'll try and zoom in a little bit. Actually, might be better off on the other side. If we zoom in now. So if I now say toggle work mode, it's on swath dropping. That's off completely, so wide spreading. If I do it again, so R1 and L3, mid wide spread, and then swath. So it just adjusts the either on, wide, right in, or off again for the swath dropping on that. So we'll put it on wide to start off with, and then the rear mowers we bring down. And these are at 10.1 metres, but we do have the option as well with this. L1 and right stick, we can bring the mowers in or out. So if you've got a narrower gap or something like that, and if I do R1 and right stick in or out, so I can bring them in, I can take them out. So I've got a bit of control on the width of those. And then same with this R1 and toggle work mode, we can have, at the moment, wide spreading. We can go like that, and it will give us swath dropping. We can do left swath, right swath, or off completely. So what we'll do is start off with the front mower. So at the moment, the front mower, as you can see, is just doing a wide swath. So what I'll do now is turn it off, and then we'll switch that work mode to mid-wide spread. Turn it back on again. Why is that still... That's weird. It should. Has it done it slightly narrower? Yeah, it is slightly narrower. You can see from back there. Turn it off again and then switch it to swath dropping. we should have a much tighter swath off the front mower. There you go. So wide, mid, narrow. And what we'll do is turn on the rear mowers. So with the rear mowers, at the moment they're on swath, on wide. And then I can do the same with that. We can go swath dropping. So it all goes to the middle. Well, if I turned them on, that would be great, wouldn't it? There you go, all to the middle. We can go swath left. Swath right. So there you go. Quite a bit of adjustability on that. Oh, you know what? I wasn't sure. With some vehicles, I know with the Krone Big M, you have to actually stop. It doesn't always let you do it on the fly, but this one does. That's why I kept turning the engine off, because I wasn't sure. I thought you had to do it with the engine off, but it will let you do it on the fly as we go. There we go. So these you will find under tools, under mowers. There we go. The EasyCut F360 CV, 23 grand, 90 horsepower required, 3.6 metre wide for the front mower. The rear mower, the EasyCut B1000 CV, collects 83 grand, 10.1 metres wide, 200 horsepower required, and will also run at 13 miles per hour. No options on... Oh yeah, on the rear one, but obviously on the front one we have got the option of the swathing plates or not. So if you don't have the swathing plates, it will just be regular, it will drop in that wide drop setting, but then you can have the swath plates on, so it can make it more adjustable. There you go. And they were 8 slots and 19. I think I already said that, didn't I? There we go. So that's the Chrono Easy Cut pack. That's by BM Modding and Wopster. Next, now this is rather cool, because this is so far as close to a curtain side trailer as we've had on console. And I know a lot of people have been asking for one of these. It isn't a true curtain side trailer, but it looks pretty good. So this is the NMC wood chip transport pack, but you don't have to have it just for wood chips. The capacities on these are rather cool. This is 9.83 megabytes download. The front module is 4 slots on console, the rear module is 7 slots, but you do need to use it in conjunction. Well, the trailer you don't need to, the trailer you can use absolutely anything, but the module, if you're going to use the module, you need to use it with the NMC Griffin, and that's the one that gives you the option for all the modules, so be careful to make sure you go for the right one. Downside with that is the Griffin, NMC Griffin with the modules, is a 31.23 megabyte download. So if you don't have this already, the combination then brings you over 40 megabytes to download the whole lot. But that being said, all that being said, that holds 80,000 litres and that holds 35. So combined transport of 115,000 litres, which is pretty cool. And like I say, it is designed specifically for wood chips, but this will then carry anything, any crop type pretty much, plus you can also have it to carry pallets as well. There's nothing this thing can't do. It's rather cool. We'll have a look first. This you'll find, I thought it was under forestry equipment, but it's not. So the rear trailer section is under tools and trailers. There we go. The wood chip trailer, 67,000 and 7 slots, 80,000 litre capacity. As it shows there, it takes pretty much everything. Now it comes standard like so. We can change the rim colour. We've got a silver, white, and then anything else on that palette like so. Main colour, again, we can change anything on that palette like that. Design colour then changes all the framework around it like so. We can have wheel brand of Lizard or Knock-in. Those are the two wheel brand options. Well, let me zoom. I'm having real problems with these menus of late. Not limit. Oh, is that as far as that zoomed in? Okay. So we got Lizard or Knock-in. And then design, standard or Holmerkra. So you can have the Nordic sawmill on the side. You don't have to have that if you don't want to. But if you're going to do wood chips or something like that, you can have that. I think that's rather nice. Then you've got side markers, standard, every other. Now the side markers are lights that run down the side. You might just be able to see them. I can't really zoom any more than that. And they're down by the wheels. So you've got standard, every other, so front and rear of each set of wheels, and then all, which puts markers then in between the wheels as well. And then we've got license plate on the back. You can have standard, Norwegian, standard, Norwegian, or Swedish, and then back to standard again. Those are the options for the trailer. The actual module you will find under tools and under miscellaneous. So once you've got the Griffin pack installed, this is where the rest of the modules will be found. And it's on the end, Woodchip module, 35,000 litre capacity. Again, takes pretty much everything. That's 4 slots. Options are pretty much the same. We can change the main colour. This will be one of those. We can change the main colour, like so. Design colour, like so. And we can have standard or with the Homeworker sign on the side. So, let's jump in this. Now disconnect that. So that's how we can approach this. You can have the trailer on its own or the back if you want. Hook onto that, hook onto that. Lights on. Oh. So you can see those little lights, these little lights down by the side here. Those running lights. Now, unfold tipper does that. So that's where you can almost have it like a curtain sider. So you can load pallets and stuff onto that from the side. It has got straps in there as well, so you can strap it down and then close the whole thing back down again. So whilst it doesn't have a true curtain side, kind of technically you can kind of imagine it has if you want. If I switch to the other one, do the same on that. That's got straps too. But if I want to use them for wood chips, and I'm putting wood chip in there or any other crop type from harvesters and stuff like that, I can open the cover, which just opens the top. And we can load that in as a regular trailer, like so. So like I say, flatbed, curtain sider, regular trailer. When we come to unload then, let's close the cover first on that, and then that. Unloading, L1, R1 and triangle, the whole lot tips up and unloads like so. These are rather nifty trailers, I have to say. I think for doing delivery stuff, just having that one is like a little, short curtain side delivery kind of. I like that, but it does say you need to have the semi-short bed if you go for the Griffin. I don't know, I'm just really liking that option with the straps in there. I think that's really cool. Anyway, so there we go. Very, very nice. That's the NMC wood chip transport pack by North Modding Company. I may have missed something on there, and I apologise if I have missed something on there. One of the options, potentially I have, because there are a load of options to look at, which brings me on to this, which is a rather peculiar looking harvester. This is the Massey Ferguson 5650 and cutter. It's by Wagner and Holzs FS. It's a 5,000 litre one. If we look at these, some weird, it's auxiliary tyre. I think that's for like thick mud and stuff, just to help for traction, and I don't know, or for water, is it, for like a water wheel? Anyway, I did look online for auxiliary wheel and I couldn't find anything for harvesters, and it comes with a 6 point something, was it 6.5 metre header, 6.2 metre header. So this is the Massey Ferguson, where are we? 33.25 megabytes to download. The harvester is 36 slots, so fairly high for a fairly small harvester, in all honesty. Side-mounted cab. It's an interesting looking design, though. There's a load of belts and pulleys and stuff that move when it gets going as well. This you'll find under vehicles, under harvesters. The other thing as well, it's fairly expensive as well. 190 horsepower, 180 grand to buy, 5,000 litre capacity. Run 18 miles per hour. As I've always said, 36 slots. We can have at the back here, we can have exhaust 1 or exhaust 2, which is sort of more chromed exhaust. We can have glass normal or tinted, glass black. And then we can have wheel setup. We've got default, which is that. We've got wides. We've got those auxiliary wheels. We've got double rice wheels. Double wheels default. And then back to our default settings. So a few wheel options too. Beacon. Beacons. Pipe out. Opening and closing of the... Why is that harvester not opening? Folds harvester, there we go. Just puts the top down. The tiny little hatch on the top opens and closes to fold or unfold the harvester. Horn. There's no doors or windows open on this. On our header reel, we do have adjustment. Up, down, in, out again. But on the header as well, you've got these little knobbly spikes to aid in the auger for bringing in crops. So if we turn that on, see them all moving there? It's a little bit different, isn't it? Now, when the header is raised, it raises it a long way off the ground, which I'd imagine on hilly terrain is absolutely fantastic. Visibility is a little bit trickier when you've got it raised. In cab, nicely detailed. I'm wondering where those auxiliary wheels are for, like rice fields and stuff as well, you know, where it's waterlogged and that kind of thing. Nice yellow lights. But because that's the side light as well, it doesn't actually have a light on the pipe, but the light does shine out that side for when you have got the pipe out. Like so. Header you will find under tools, under headers. Yeah, the Cutter MF 5650, 25 grand. I think it might have been 11 slots. It was fairly high. 6.2 metre width and does your regular crop types. But that only runs at 4 miles an hour rather than 6. Actually, I've just noticed that too. So much information to try and remember when I'm going through all this stuff. Yeah, 4 miles an hour. So fairly slow movement on that. But anyway, there you go. That's the Massey Ferguson 5650 and Massey Ferguson Cutter by Wagner and Holzs FS. Moving on from there, we'll have a look at these. This should be the awesome Orga Master. So this is the Orga Master, the Lizard Orga Master by Mantrid. And I have to say, wowzers, this is the Orga Wagon you've been waiting for. It looks amazing. The detail is incredible. Options on it are great. This is 6.81 megabytes to download as well, which is incredible. 6 slots, and there's a couple of options available that we can have on this. As you can see, we've got a regular trailer version here, which is 43,000 litres. There's a couple of options on this too. And then the third option within that is you can then have a semi version. You pull by a lorry or a dolly, which gives you a 60,000 litre option. Auger pipe is at the rear, which makes loading and unloading a bit easier when you've got vehicles running alongside and that kind of thing. So you haven't got an auger and a vehicle right up close to the vehicle that's towing or pulling or whatever it's doing. But it also has, where have I got it on this one here? We have an option here for this little light. This light package, it gives you like a fill level indicator. When there's no light on, there's nothing in it. When the light turns green, there's something in it up to 50% full. It will then go amber between 50% and the last 1,000 litres. When it hits the last 1,000 litres going in, the light goes red, so you know you're nearly full. Absolutely brilliant. But that's not all. These will take pretty much everything. Most Orga wagons will take your main grain type crops, and they'll take fertilizer and seed. These will take pretty much everything, so you can auger all sorts. Plus, this also has an option for, there's a trailer attacher. There's this trailer attacher, which is the one you want to go for if you want to attach it to the back of a forage harvester, which means you can do forage harvesting work towing this with an auger up, so you can come alongside it, unload from it, off you go, and you haven't got to go through all the rigmarole of switching trailers over, which I spent a lot of time doing on Stone Valley. That is a brilliant option to have. So yeah, I mean, it's an awesome Orga wagon. Honestly, so this is the Orca Master. Very cool. We'll have a look at it though. Under Orga wagons, just there. So as you can see, most of the Orga wagons will take your main crop types, and then they will take seed and fertilizer. If we go right the way to, where is it? There we go, just there, the Orga Master. 88 grand for the base model, 280 horsepower required to pull. It will take pretty much everything. Forage crops, seed, manure, potatoes, sugar beet, sugar cane, pig food, lime, all sorts, which makes it a very handy bit of kit. Then we come to options. Rim colour, we have got loads. So we've got metallics, we've got chromes, we've got satins in various different options. Then you've got your regular kind of options down the bottom here, but there are some coppers, like metallic copper, chrome copper, there's all sorts. So main colour the same. If I go for, say, let's go for satin red, which I think looks amazing. Satins do generally across the range, but there are, like I say, you've got metallics, regular painted, and then this way you've got your options for your trailer. So that's your regular trailer. If you go for this option, that's the one you want if you want to be able to pull it behind a forage harvester. So that's what it comes with. It's in black, it's not quite as easy to see. Let's change that to something you can see. There we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? So that's what it comes with. That's what you want it on if you want to tow it behind a forage harvester. And then we have that option, which is the semi-dolly version. That takes the capacity from 43,000 up to 60,000 litres. Puts the price up a bit. It's only 100 grand though, which is pretty cool. Then we've got the option of tyres. Lizards, Michelin, Trelleborg and Mitres. Bats and then knock-ins as well. Okay, those lizard treads look amazing. And then we've got the fill level light, yes or no, which puts on the back. Underneath there's a fill level light that comes on off. So let's have a look at that then, shall we? We'll do the forage harvester one, because I think this as an option is absolutely incredible. I like it a lot. So we'll do pipe out anyway. Let's unload that out. Oh, now I'm concerned. And I'm concerned about my time too. Now we can adjust the pipe. So we can do the nozzle like that, L1 and right stick side to side, or right R1 and right stick, and I can adjust the pipe right the way down or right the way up. So because there was chaff, yes, that's weird, because there was chaff already in it. Is that what it was? Right, so the light's gone out. There's nothing in it. Let's try that again. Oh, there we go. It's working fine now. Oh, so it's putting grass in. It's not putting in this chaff. That's why there was chaff already in it. But as you can see, the light's now green. And as that fills up, that is fantastic. And if you're on a field where you're doing whatever it is you're doing, you know, whatever crop it is you're harvesting for your silage, and you hire a worker, then you just come alongside it and unload from it, and away you go. That's brilliant. Rear wheel steer. I think the fact it takes pretty much everything as well. Potatoes and sugar beet, and you know, and the capacities as well, 43,000 and 60,000 litres. Not to be sniffed at all. I think that's amazing. They look incredible too. There we go. That's the Lizard Orga Master by Mantrid. Moving on, we have got this. This is the Lizard 112H by Tailan and Agro mods. It looks like an old Scania. Is that an old Scania, or am I imagining things? I'm not up on my lorries. This is 18.61 megabytes to download, 9 slots on console. This is by Tailan and Agro mods. It sits very low to the ground. There are a few options available on this, although weirdly it doesn't have a horn, which I thought was a bit odd. This you'll find under vehicles, under trucks. There we go, the 112H. Only 70 grand for the base model, which is pretty good considering the horsepower you can get out of it. We can change the rim colour. We've got a couple of chrome options. We've got silver metallic, and there's a black chrome, and then we've got the regular colours on this kind of palette, like so. Main colour, again we've got some, it says red colour, 1, 2, 3, 4, or yeah. But that does take you kind of through chromes, satins, and regular colours, like so. So that's the main colour. Then design colour, but weirdly, I'm not quite sure why, the design colour palette doesn't match up with the main colour. So if you go for a, say, like we've gone for a red, that's fine. That red and red isn't too bad. But imagine I'd gone for my main colour. I thought, you know, I'm going to go for a satin. There's no satin mudguard option. So you've got a bit of a mismatch between your mudguards and your main colour. I mean, so it's a small point, but it's there. And then we've got the option of standard or airfoil, like so. Those are your options. 500 horsepower for just over 70 grand. Not too bad. Let's hop in. So, R1, normally it says honk. There's no honk option. I can't find an option for honking the horn. Lights. Now this one and the what was it? The NL10, neither of them have a rear trailer hitch. I meant to say that. They have the fifth wheel attachment. And it looks very nice. I do wonder if it is too low on the suspension? Or is it supposed, I mean, like I say, I'm not an aficionado of lorries and stuff like that, so I don't know. It may well look like that in the real world. In cab, nicely detailed. It's just weird not having a horn. And then we have got at the back here, we can lower our lift axle. And we can lift our lift axle, like so. So there we go. That's the Lizard 112H by Tailan Agro mods. Moving on, we've got this. This is the Selling Station Placeable. This is by Ostry. This is 8.68 megabytes download, 11 slots on console. It is a sell point, as you can see. But it does have an option to do this. He says, why is it not? Ah, it's there somewhere. Raise ramp. So this is predominantly a side tip sell point. That is designed for something like that, which is the last one we're going to look at. So the trailers that open but don't actually tip, you drive it on, and we know they will sell into the sell points anyway, but it just gives you the option. You can tip it up, so a trailer that doesn't tip then gets a tip function to go with it. Not surprisingly, that trailer has been made by Ostry as well, but I think Castan 18 as well. So that's the sell point. If we look into our menu, the middle one, Selling Station 1, is the sell point. So it's all the main crop types. It will do sugar cane as well, but that's it then. So it's a main crop type sell point. This isn't one like the Edge Grain Vault or anything like that you can sell absolutely anything to. This is just your main crop types and sugar cane. like so. This one you will find under Placeables and Miscellaneous. It's only 1,000 to place, so if you need a sell point somewhere else around your map for a bit of competition, or if you've only got a few or one or two, you can add one in. And like I say, it's only 11 slots for the first one, which isn't too bad at all, really. Very nice indeed. Which brings me on to... I did say it was by Ostry, didn't I? The last of the mods for today, which is this. I'm going to go and grab a tractor so we can actually see it doing its thing. And this is the Lizard D882. We had a Lizard D, but it was 6 something, wasn't it, the other day, which was a shorter version, a double axle. This is a triple axle, slightly longer version. A load of options available on this. So we'll turn that off a second. But very nicely detailed. I think it's something like 26,000 litres, 27,000 litres, I think, something like that. Rear trailer hitch as well, so you can hook other trailers up behind it too. So you can daisy chain them if you want to. This is 12.61 megabytes download, 6 slots on console. It's by Ostry and Cashdown 18. I was right. Makes a change. I'm not always, am I? Options available for this. You'll find this under Tools, under Trailers. There you go, the D882. 21,500, so it's not too expensive either. It takes pretty much everything. Options available. We can change the rim colour to anything on that palette, like so. Main colour to anything on that palette, like so, which does the framework and the chassis. Design colour changes the board's colour. Let's go with, I don't know, an orangish colour. There we go. Then we've got the option for, they're all twin wheels because the larger vehicles, triple axle. Lizard 1, Lizard 2, 3 and 4, which changes the tread patterns ever so slightly. And then we've got cover, no or yes, but you have blue cover, black cover or no cover. Yeah, 25,900 litres, so not quite 26,000 litre capacity on that. Bear with me just 1 second. So with a crop in it, it comes up with the option to start overloading. So I can just overload automatically now by doing R1 and that. But what I'm curious about then is how does this tip option work? It really is just an aesthetic thing then, isn't it? So I jump back in my tractor. It's just to make it seem a little bit more kind of authentic for tractors that don't tip, I guess, or for trailers that don't tip. So there you go, it's a combination of the two then. That's the D882 in the selling station placeable, one by Ostry and Cashdown 18. And with that, we have come to the end of, I think, the end of the mods for today. I hope you found it useful and informative. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.